Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started. Hopefully we have everyone on the call. And I just want to introduce myself. So my name is Charlotte Bax. I'm the digital strategist at Trendalytics, dedicated to all Li and Feng users. And I'm giving these monthly video training sessions on various topics that align with your company goals and hopefully are relevant to your business. So I'd love to go ahead and just kind of hear who's on the call, maybe by location. So I think we have Guatemala, is that correct?
Hi, Nadia, we're here.
Great. Do we have anyone calling in from New York or the UK? Okay. So we'll just take about 30, 45 minutes today as a follow-up from the training videos. So I'd like to open it up and answer any questions that your teams may have through any part of the training or just anything on the platform in general. So any questions you have. Okay, so if there's nothing off the bat that you have questions on, I think what I'll do right now is walk you through the worksheet. So this I recommend that your teams complete after they watch all of the videos. And it's really just a reinforcing exercise to help you learn with some concrete examples. So I'll start going through the worksheet. Please stop me at any time when you have questions, or if you'd like to see a different category, I can help you with category specific. But I'm sharing my screen with you, so you should all be able to see my screen. And right now I'm on my home page in the Trendalytics website. So remember that we're optimized for Google Chrome. So I suggest your teams use Google Chrome. And at this point, hopefully you've signed in and you've gone through a series of 5 questions to set up your account. Now those 5 questions, they're just a starting place to populate some of this dashboard on your home page, but that in no way limits what data you can see in the platform. Okay, so if you want to follow along with your worksheet, feel free to do so. But first I'm going to start with the Trend Pulse activity. So really the main goal of this is I want you to feel comfortable not only selecting and creating a new category, but kind of navigating within Trend Pulse in general. So if you remember, there are 2 ways to navigate within the platform. We can use the left-hand bar, and here we're looking at different comparison sets. Or we can use the top right-hand search bar, which is a great idea if you don't quite know where to begin. So for the first Trend Pulse activity, it says click into Trend Pulse. Now the first thing you want to do, so I have lots of sets saved as you can see, but your screen may look slightly different. So in order to start with a new category, I'm going to click on Create New Category at the very top of that window when I click on Trend Pulse. Now that takes me to Create New Category, and you have 2 options here. I can either start with a category template, and our team at Trendalytics pre-populates all of these different sets for you. So as you can see, we have lots on the beauty industry, but also different types of apparel. And that's a great starting place. Once you select one of these, you can always go in and edit, add, or delete terms as you want. In the Terms tab, you can also start by creating your very own sets from scratch. So this is where I would start searching for some terms maybe, and I could start adding these into a custom set. So in the first activity on our worksheet, it says to search for denim jacket. Now for anyone who just joined, feel free to stop me at any point with questions. This is really a working session to answer anything that you have about the platform. And right now I'm just going through the worksheet activity. So feel free to jump in anytime. So I just searched for denim jacket. I have a couple different sets that pop up. So if you hover over the name of these sets, you'll see what kind of terms are included within each of them. And then I can scroll down to see the complete list. Now the one that I'm after, written on step 2 of your worksheet, is outerwear looking at specifically denim jackets. So you can see I've hovered over this category, and by reading the title of the name here, it says outerwear, jackets and vests, denim jackets. That's opposed to this set right next to it that says jackets and vests by material. So when I've found the set that I want to look at, I'm going to click on that name. It's going to move it over to the right side, and that'll save it down for me. So go and hit and click save. So right now we're looking at a comparison of different terms related to denim jackets in the market. So we'll use this viewpoint to see what's trending, so what's increasing in search volume and growth. As a reminder, the size of these bubbles is the search volume. So how many people and customers are actually searching for these trends? And here we're looking at Google search data. And then where these bubbles sit on the y-axis is the growth to last year. So green is positive growth, red is negative growth. So you'll see overall in this category, lots of positive growth for terms across the board. But there are a couple in particular, like embroidered denim jacket and ripped denim jacket, that have the highest growth. Now in step 4, it tells us to sort the table from highest to lowest search volume and growth. So all this data down below is the raw data that goes with this visual chart. So I can sort this in different orders by simply clicking on the little arrows next to search volume. So here I'm sorting descending, so from the highest volume to the lowest, and if I click on the opposite way, I can sort from the lowest to the highest volume. And this volume, as a reminder, is the average weekly search volume. So you can see trends or terms that are more generic, like denim jacket, jean jacket, have the highest volume. And I can also search by growth by clicking on the little arrows next to the term, the same way that we just did volume. So this shows me that embroidered jacket has the highest search growth. And think of growth just like a comp metric. So this year versus last year, how many more people are searching for this trend. And it also has pretty significant volume. So in order for a trend to really start having significant volume, say it needs to be kind of above the threshold of 1,000. Terms that are below 1,000 are, you can consider these really nascent trends. So very early adopter, maybe there's lots of social media happening, maybe influencers are wearing them, but customers aren't yet really searching for this trend. So a good example is yellow denim jacket. So really important that you look at volume and growth together, because you may have something that has very high growth, but very small volume. So that would be more of a test item, something that's nascent, coming up in the market, versus a trend like embroidered, which has some significant volume and high growth, which is already happening in the marketplace. So that's how you can identify what's a really early trend versus kind of currently in the market. Now you can make two observations based on this. So one observation might be that while ripped denim jacket has higher growth than oversized denim jacket, distressed, it looks like slightly more customers are actually searching for distressed denim jacket with volume of 5,600 than ripped. So that's another great use case of the platform, is understanding not only what customers are searching for, but what terms they're using. This is very interesting because this is the exact opposite to how people are searching for jeans. So over 3 times more people search for ripped jeans than distressed jeans, but actually in terms of jackets, more people search for distressed. Are there any questions so far?
No.
Nope. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do on the worksheet is we're going to move over to the middle tab and look at the social media data. So here what this is pulling in is how many times these terms, whether in hashtags or free text, are showing up on social media. And again, we're tracking 5 major platforms. Most relevant or with the most volume are Facebook and Instagram. I can do the same function, so I can sort these social actions and posts by highest to lowest. And then social actions per post really gives us an idea of the buzz metric. So taking the social actions divided by the number of posts will give us kind of the average number of actions every time a trend is posted about. This can also help you identify early adopter trends because some of these terms, which may not have big volume, such as long denim jacket, actually have a lot of social activity happening. So that's a great early indicator as well. And the last thing we're going to do, yes, I have a chat from someone. So the next thing we're going to do is actually change this time frame. So whenever you have a chart on the platform, it's automatically going to revert to the last 30 days. But you can always open this up and look at, for instance, the last 90 days, which would be a quarter. And finally, we can move into the social stream to see all the visual images that go along with this trend. Okay, the next step.
Pending, an unidentified participant.
Next step is moving into the last tab. So we've seen the Google search data. We've looked at the social media data. And finally, we're looking in the market at the actual product selling. So here we're comparing the different, how many of these products are selling at full price. This gives us an idea of the trend health. So which different styles and trends are being heavily promoted and which ones are selling at more at a full price. So you can see terms like white denim jacket, oversized, even ripped, selling much higher above the line, and then terms like acid wash, bleached, studded at a much higher markdown percentage. Remember up here that we are going to default to the category that has the most products. So right now we're looking at women's. If you'd like to change this and move into kids or men's, you can do that by simply hovering over category. For instance, moving into men's. And then you would make some observations based on that. So the next part of our worksheet.
Now attending. Factory item.
So just to also recap what we've done so far. So we've done the first activity in the worksheet, which was going into Trend Pulse, selecting an existing category, and then moving between search data, social media data, and market data. This same activity can be applied to any category. So let's say you're doing women's dresses, sweaters, you're even in the beauty market. You can do the same activity. Here we just have an example for denim jackets, but go through the same steps, and that applies to any category relevant to you. So next we can move into Market Pulse for the second activity. So Market Pulse is where we house over 19 million live products. And here we're scraping e-commerce websites to see what do your competitors have in their assortment, how are certain trends priced, etc. So whenever you want to do comp shopping of the market, Market Pulse is the great place to go. Now, based on the 5 questions you answered when you signed up, you'll have a default selection here. But this is really just a place for the data to start, because we're mining so many millions of different products. We need the system to give it somewhere to start. But I can instantly start to reset or change the selection. So there are 2 ways. I can go into category and I can move into a different category selection. Or what's also easiest is just to click this little reset refresh button on the top right-hand corner. So that'll reset any of the filters that you had on here already. Once I've done that, then I can start to move in. What I suggest is you first select the category that you want to be in, so whether that's men's, women's, or kids. So I'm going to move into women's. You look at jackets. Now, when you've gotten to the subcategory that you want to see, you're going to select the little checkbox to the left of the name, and then hit Set Filter. So this will be pulling up all the women's jackets in the marketplace. One thing I also suggest, if you'd like, if you're going to be searching for multiple different trends within a certain category, is you can click on this Keep Filter Selections. That means that anytime I change my search, my same filter will stay, so I'll stay in women's jackets. So you can scroll down and see, right now we're looking just overall jackets. So we have lots of different styles pulling in here. We have blazers, bombers, denim. I can start filtering down, and I'm going to search for denim jacket in the search bar. Hit the little magnifying glass once you've typed in your search term. And see, that's filtered us down to see just denim jackets. You can see how many products are offered, minimum price, average price, maximum price. Remember, you can download, export any of this data. So in order to see the entire list of brands, which is currently we just show the top 10, I can export this as an Excel sheet. I can also start filtering down to brands. So here we go. If I have maybe, I can select a couple brands. So maybe I want to see what Express has, Forever 21. And I'll go ahead and set my filter. So these are the denim jackets offered at those 3 retailers. One thing to note, so over the weekend, so it was a holiday in the US and the UK, so it's Memorial Day weekend, a 3-day weekend. So right now, the current AUR and the price will reflect that heavy discount over the weekend. So whenever you have the week following a holiday day weekend, the pricing, the AUR, will reflect that promotional activity and may be lower than normal. So if I was curious to see the pricing for these items without that kind of heavy discount, you can move into the pricing tab and click to see just the original price as opposed to the current price. And that instantly changed our average price and actually bumped it up about $10. So if you're looking at pricing architecture and want to strip out some of that promotional noise, then I suggest using the original price filter. We can see what the color breakdown of the assortment for these competitors is. We can see how many products are offered at full price. And finally, if you'd like to export this viewpoint here, we can do that simply by clicking on the down arrow. So whenever you see a down arrow, that's export. Now that export will run in the background, so I'll receive an email notification when that's done. I'll also receive a notification up here. Does anyone have any questions on the Market Pulse data or how to navigate?
No.
All right. So we have about 5 to 10 minutes left. So I'd love to open it up to the group. If you have specific brands or trends that you'd like to look at, I can help you start creating some dashboards or a custom set. So if anyone has any suggestions.
Carol?
Yep.
I do have a question. If I start with a template story, can I customize it, add or remove returns, or do I have to start a new category?
Yeah, great question. So she's asking, can I customize my set when I start from a template? So yes, you can, absolutely. I'll show you there are 2 ways to do that. So if I'm in a set like this one that we were before, looking at denim jackets, click on Trend Pulse, and here you'll see a list of all the terms that are included in this set. So the first way to edit this is I can simply delete any of these terms that I see that are not relevant or I don't want to see. So I can delete them this way. Second way to edit is by hovering over the title, and see on the right-hand side of each name, there's a little down arrow. You can click Edit, And here I can add or delete terms as needed. So by clicking on these terms on the right-hand side, I'm going to delete these out of the set. See how they instantly disappear? I can also add in terms. So I can suggest searching for the trend name, for instance, denim jackets. And I can add in, by clicking on the name, any term that I'd like into the set and hit save. So one more great feature that you can do is when you've created a custom category that you want to share with your team, I'm going to hover over the name of this again and click share. And I can send this to any user, someone on my team, anyone who has a Trendlytics login. And that's a great way to communicate. If one person sets up a category for your department, and then you can share it with everyone else. So this video training, we really focused on Trend Pulse and Brand Pulse, looking at pricing. The last part of the platform, Trend and Market Pulse. Last part of the platform I can show you briefly now is Trend Pulse. Now, as opposed to is Brand Pulse, excuse me. In Trend Pulse, we're comparing different terms, so looking at styles, silhouettes, fabrications against each other. In Brand Pulse, we're actually looking at different brands and sets of influencers against each other. So the layout is very similar to Trend Pulse, where you can click to create a new category and start from a template, or most people actually start by doing a custom set using the Terms tab here, because this is a great place to add in your competitors in the market. So brands that you're working with, some of their competitors, to monitor those. Here's an example of a custom one for the luggage department. So here I'm comparing different brands, so Rimowa, Tumi, Swiss Army. And the first viewpoint here, so remember, every part of the platform will combine social media, search, and product data. So here I'm on the social media tab, so I can see the different various fan counts, so number of followers. I can see the engagement with those brands on social media. Images of the products they're marketing and promoting. I can also see searches, so how many customers are searching for these brands. Is that growing or declining or staying the same? And finally, you can see some market data. So overall of these brands, who's selling with a higher percent at full price versus who's heavily promoted or marked down. So all of these charts look very similar. They're the same as what's in Trend Pulse, but here again, we're looking at brands or retailers against each other. We can even look at influencer sets. And looking at influencers is great when you want to see a specific part of the market. So for instance, for menswear, here I have some relevant male bloggers for that set. So great question. Remember, starting with a category template is probably the easiest way to go as you learn how to use the platform, but then you can always create your own. And remember, if you're ever lost, don't know where you kind of ended up, you can start by using the search bar at the top right-hand corner, which allows me to search for brands, events, retailers, and even trends. And by searching for trends and seeing the detail page, so this is that scorecard essentially of a trend, this is where you'll see that very useful trend curve image of customer searches for this trend. This will be visually a great way for you to see if the trend is growing, declining, or kind of maintaining at a steady rate. Okay. So thank you so much for participating in this month's video session. I've sent a message to you in-app. What it says is after you've completed all the videos, you've done the worksheet and then filled out a brief survey, you'll actually have graduated to a power user. So from a beginner to a power user. What that means is that you'll kind of move on to the next stage and you'll start to see some more advanced content. The third level, so level 1 is kind of beginner, level 2 is our power users, level 3 are super users. So once you've completed 3 of these video webinars, you'll become a super user. And what that means is you can actually start to train others on your team. And it's a great way. We actually recognize all super user employees to Fung Group leadership and to your leadership team. So it's a great way to become a leader on your team and start to use the platform and teach others how to do it. And like I said, we identify super users and share their best practices with the entire leadership team. So fantastic way to be recognized for using the data and seeing some really great results from using Trendalytics data. So please let me know if you have any more questions on that. You can always email me at charlotte@trendalytics.co, or the easiest way to do it is just simply to start a little chat conversation with me, and you can message me directly. All right, thank you for attending. I'll stay on the line for a few minutes in case there are any other questions.